Hello, and welcome to our lesson on legal and contractual management. This segment will cover how to negotiate and write a contract. In contract negotiations, one might assume that purchasers prioritize performance details over legal terms. However, research from the International Association of Commercial and Contract Management contradicts this assumption. Despite talk of evolving environments, the top 10 frequently negotiated terms remain unchanged, reflecting persistent attitudes towards policy and negotiation leadership. While many corporations outwardly express strategic goals of differentiation, partnership, and value addition, internal messaging often emphasizes control, cost reduction, standardization, and risk avoidance. This conflicting messaging extends to flexibility and adaptability, countered by the implementation of compliance-focused software tools and measurement systems that hinder change. Ultimately, promises of ideal partnerships are overshadowed by the introduction of restrictive prenuptial agreements and their enforcers. The top items in negotiations, such as limitations of liability, indemnity levels, intellectual property control, termination rights, and performance failure penalties, are often termed value reduction clauses. They detract from building quality relationships and hinder productive discussions. These terms primarily focus on allocating risks and can undermine collaboration, increasing the likelihood of failure. Tim Cummins, CEO of IACCM, highlights that companies often invest in control and compliance-focused resources and software systems, but lack internal metrics that drive quality and innovation in the contracting process. This absence fails to incentivize improvement or creativity among those managing terms and conditions, neglecting broader issues of company performance and risk. Another significant challenge arises from the prevalent practice of merely reusing past contract templates without substantial modifications. While this approach reduces administrative burden, it risks assuming the suitability of outdated contracts, especially in rapidly evolving technological landscapes or areas with limited legal precedent. Purchasing managers should maintain a contract repository and selectively draw from previous contracts to tailor agreements to each unique situation. To draft a contract efficiently, start with general templates and past contracts for similar scenarios. Consult legal advisors to create specific forms for various purchase situations. Ensure the contract clearly outlines items purchased and their costs, shipping and delivery terms, installation details if applicable, acceptance procedures, warranty terms, remedies for late performance, including liquidated damages, standard terms and conditions, including a force majeure clause covering events like war or changes in law. The purchasing manager should consider including arbitration or other dispute resolution methods in the contract. Arbitration offers benefits such as speed, confidentiality, and consistent outcomes without the possibility of appeal. It's essential to thoroughly review all attachments to the contract, particularly the technical sections, as they often lead to misunderstandings. For example, clauses like "this is the entire agreement" should be understood as definitive, with no additional enforceable modifications allowed. This clause, known as an integration clause, is typically found towards the end of the contract. In international contract development, focus on these key aspects. Forum selection. Where would the arbitration forum for resolving the dispute occur in the event of a dispute? Choice of law. The parties to an international contract should agree on the contract law in case of a dispute. Payment. What currency will be used to make payments under the contract? Language. The contract should specify the official language to be used in the contract, as translations are not exact. Force majeure. It is common in international contracts to excuse performance when events take place that make the performance as called for in the contract impossible. Force majeure clauses typically excuse performance when war, natural disasters, or political upheaval occurs. This is the end of this segment of our lesson. In the next segment, we shall discuss types of contracts. This course is presented to you by South Europe College. Thank you for listening, and see you on our next segment.